I'm Ethan, I love muzzleloading. Today we're at Fort Vallonia shooting the West Hartley Memorial Chunk Gun Match.
It's 8:23. We're going to start registering here in the next couple minutes.
Something different about this match compared to some of the other muzzleloading matches that are out there is that our target is a 6x8 paper card with an X in the center of the target. Where it gets different though is this target is placed behind our sighter, meaning you can't see the X in the target from where we're shooting. Matches are typically 10 relays long with 1 shot per person per relay. During the sight-in period, shooters typically have 30 minutes to shoot as many shots as they are comfortable with at their sighter to establish their sighter group. That group is then used to inform the shooter of where their rifle and where they themselves are shooting that day. The X target that is scored is then placed behind the sighter. Typically, shooters will try to place the X center of the target in the center of their warm-up or practice period shots.
If you've not started to load, let's not load, please.
Did you load up? Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Shooters cannot see their target during the match, but can see their sighter. The sighter is not changed throughout the match. The match is shot at 60 yards in the prone position. Shooters rest their rifles on a log or chunk. In the old days, a literal log was used for these shooting matches. But as muzzleloading and as the sport has changed, shooters have opted for custom or homemade chunks that they can transport to and from matches. Like the chunks, many competitors have custom-built muzzleloaders specifically for these kinds of matches. Many of these rifles will feature flint or percussion ignition. The percussion can be a side hammer or an under hammer. It's very popular for this sport. Many of the serious competitors are going to have heavy walled bull target barrels on these rifles that feature cant bars to keep their barrels straight when prone. This is my first time actually shooting in an over the log or chunk match. I decided to bring my Kibler Southern Mountain rifle to this match here today. It's a 40 caliber rifle and I'm shooting a standard .395 round ball with a 15 thousandths lubed patch. I picked this rifle for my first outing because you see several old photographs of some of the original over the log matches where shooters are using rifles very similar in profile to this mountain rifle. I will say though, to give you fair warning, I did not prepare for this match enough to be a serious competitor. I wish I would have done better, but I've learned a lot and I'm going to share some of the things that I learned at the end of this video to maybe help you prepare and get out to one of these matches.
Okay, so we're not exactly where we want to be.
No.
And my jag just kicked.
Okay.
Can't believe that.
They should check that for tightness and dang things will work loose on them rods.
I've got a blower.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Now we're really not where we want to be.
Yeah, drop a Loctite on there. Blue's probably the best thing to do on this thing.
Yeah. Blew the sucker out.
We blew it out.
Is that why I heard that?
Thump.
That's that thunk that you heard.
I told him I said, lucky I didn't shoot the window out of my truck.
The way this is going, that's what would have happened.
Yeah, that's what should have happened.
We're getting ready for the third relay now. I'm a relay behind, but we're back in the game, which is good, right? I think that's good. I'm not as zeroed as I would like to be, so I've just put my third relay target, my strategy here, if you can call it that. I've just put it in the center of the target. And after we recover from this malfunction, we'll kind of see where we're at.
You don't have napping hammer here, do you? Yeah. Here at the range, the line? Yeah. I've already done that. So. Yeah. Yeah, just grease it real good so it doesn't have.
Hung up a little bit on that one in flinch, so for relay 3, not feeling very good.
Came back from the chairs, I'm sorry.
Relay 4, Dad, my coach, said that we have doubled the hole that's at 530 just outside the rings here. So since that's the only group that we've got, we're chasing this a little bit, but we're going into the halfway mark for this match with relay 5 coming up. So I'm going to start sliding my X that direction to see if we can start getting them a little bit more on paper here. So far, none on paper. Broke our jack. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but still having fun here. I'm hoping that we can kind of get things dialed in the second half.
You always do pretty good without practice. How you doing today?
So,
Mediocre.
I've
done worse.
Should I chase this or should I go back up here?
I'm not doing good.
I'm going back to my original center and I ain't moving.
That's what I just did.
Anything that's going wrong is all on me.
That's why they call it chasing the spider, don't they? If it was concrete who was going to win, it'd be pretty boring.
No, it's got your name on it.
I got my calendar.
I know you do, Bill. You always get them. You always.
Oh, I got it.
Continual whiffing here. We got 2 more shots, then I have a makeup shot from the mishap that we had early on. So we're just chasing it right now, like these guys say. They call it chasing the spider. I think we're chasing a little bit farther than a lot of these guys, but it's the first time. Learning a lot.
If you came down here, if you're feeling bad about yourself and looking for a pick-me-up, this may not be the place.
Oh no, I'm shooting a muzzleloader. I can't feel bad for myself.
You are purebred Dutchman.
I think what happened, I think I hit this clip. So I'm still shooting pretty low.
That would be my story.
We're on camera.
Well, look at that.
With that.
Look at that. I think that's the exact curvature of a 40 caliber round
I
ball.
believe you did it. That'll be a nice little tidbit for your video.
You know? Maybe it'll keep the comments from lashing me too hard. What's it cost, Tim, for me to get you to shoot my target this
You don't
round?
want me shooting your target. You might want to get one of these other guys.
Give it a real shooter?
Colt,
Yeah.
I got a pull one.
When you're there. You shoot in the morning or afternoon or what?
Usually afternoon.
Glad it ain't ready to snow. Yeah. Shafts, these are river bamboo or arrow. Yeah.
Fold your mat
Huh?
inward.
Don't what?
You don't fold your mat to the inside?
I don't know. I'll roll it up the way I got it out of the box. You mean we're sitting here waiting on Ethan Yates and shoot?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna make you wait.
I don't care.
You're the one drove farther than anybody.
Watch him shoot a spider.
That'd be good.
You just throw a man's hammer down like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking.
No wonder you lost yours. Bullseye for York.
So our last target here, after taking our makeup relay, after the ramrod broke. Ha! Our last shot, we got one on the paper. Took 10 shots. Wow. Wish we had done it earlier. Wish we had had more. Feels good though to have the last shot of the day here, be able to hit it. And you know, I'll count that as a win. That's enough to keep me interested. Keep me playing this game. This is a lot of fun.
In the end, I placed 45th out of the 46 competitors for the shoot. It's not surprising if you watched my 130-yard flintlock competition where I also went in blind to a competition I haven't really practiced for. It's a humbling experience, and I'm sure I'm gonna get goofed on for publishing such a terrible job, but I learned a lot and I had so much fun participating in this match. Going from a spectator to a participant was just an incredible time. Okay, so what did I learn after shooting 10 shots over the course of a couple hours and only hitting my target once? The first thing I need to do after coming home from this match to improve for next year is I need to get a 60-yard load developed for this rifle, and I need to get 100 and beyond load developed for this rifle. I was comfortable with this rifle being accurate and being set up for 50 yards, but if I want to use it for some of these other matches out there, I need to at least know what it's going to do at those distances. And something I think I need to try in regards to load development is I've been told that these Rice 40 caliber barrels like to shoot in target matches a straight 4.0 ball instead of the 395 that I've been shooting over the last couple years. It's been recommended to me many times to get the most precision out of this rifle. I need to bump up the size of that ball for target shooting. I'm not really worried about the tightness of that ball in a match like this because I can load however I want. I'm not in a period setting, I'm not out in the woods, so I can use a range rod and a short starter to start that ultra tight target focused projectile. I really liked the chunk that I was using. It's a custom design my father came up with for our late friend Max Egoff, and it worked really well. I had a lot of adjustment and it was really stable, but one thing that I wish I had done in shooting this match with this rifle is I wish I would have brought a lead shot bag or some kind of other shooting bag to help stabilize the front of the rifle. The Kibler rifle, the Southern Mountain rifle, is so narrow at its base, even though I had the ramrod out, and the wood is so slick, the wood on wood surface was sliding around a lot and made a lot more work for me than I needed it to. Could have been helped, I think, again, by my own practice and being more stable with it, but I think the addition of a bag would have helped. Third, there is absolutely a good reason for why all these competitive shooters are using heavy bull barrels for these matches. There was a lot of flex in this position and the way I was shooting it. So when I'm shooting offhand, if you pay attention to when I'm shooting, I really like to get into the rifle. I really like to get my cheek in there, and I really like to lock up my upper body and just get set in my position. Shooting this rifle prone, you don't want to get your cheek into it. And I encourage you, if you are wanting to get into chunk shooting and maybe trying it with a light mountain rifle like this one, do your best to get in a position and not get your cheek, or as my father would put it, don't cheek the rifle too hard. Then I really should have come up with a removable cant bar for this rifle to help on the stability front. There are a ton of folks out there not shooting specialty chunk guns, but they are shooting a heavier rifle with a removable cant bar on the front to help stabilize on their chunk or their log while they're shooting. I saw a lot of great designs at the West Hartley this year, and I'm hoping to get in the shop this winter, possibly into the spring, depending how the schedule goes here, but to get a removable cant bar set up for this rifle so I can continue to experiment with this type of shooting. Then I gotta say, if you are shooting competition, you gotta make sure that your ramrod jags are up to snuff. I really wasn't thinking about my jag at all. This jag has been on this loading rod since I made the loading rod after building the rifle, and it just wasn't on my mind at all. I know it gets loose now and then, but I just wasn't paying attention. I was excited for the match. Put a little too much pressure on those threads and it just snapped right off. This can be very common for these brass threaded ramrods, and if you go to a competitive muzzleloading event, you're going to notice that a lot of shooters have a brass ramrod jag, but the threads are a set screw that has been glued or otherwise fixed to the jag to give it a really solid thread so that you have a great connection between your loading rod and your jag. I'll be rehabbing the jag that we broke at this match very soon to show you how you can do it at home and how you can improve the ramrod jags that are generally available on the market to keep yourself shooting a little bit longer and maybe learn a new skill. Like I said, 99% of what I'm talking about here I think comes down to practice and doing what I can to improve what's up here. I'm not looking to make an equipment race out of this. I'm energized, I'm excited about this means of muzzleloading target practice and target competition here. I love the history of these chunk guns and the over the log matches, and I'm really excited to get more involved in the years to come. If you'd like to learn more about chunk gun or over the log shooting, I'll have some links and some more resources in the video description, as well as at ilovemuzzleloading.com for you to learn more. Once again, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
I had a blast.
We're going to get you a chunk gun.
Oh, don't worry about it. I can make this work.